Captain Marie Battelle, Melanie Scrofano, was a starship captain before Christopher Pike, Anson Mount, in Star Trek, Strange New Worlds. Battelle is one of the new characters created for Star Trek, Strange New Worlds, balancing out the younger legacy icons from Star Trek, the original series like Lieutenant Spock, Ethan Peck, Ensign Nyota Uhura, Celia Rose Gooding, and Captain Pike himself. Battelle is the captain of the USS Cayuga, and is in a relationship with Captain Pike. Captain Pike commanded the USS Enterprise from 2250 to about 2265, when Captain James T. Kirk, William Shatner, took over the flagship of the United Federation of Planets. Pike came aboard the Starship Enterprise as its first officer when the Constitution-class vessel launched in 2245 under the command of Captain Robert Adrian Holmes. Upon completing the Enterprise's first 5-year mission, April was promoted to Admiral, and Pike became captain of the Enterprise. But Marie Battelle had already beaten Christopher Pike to the captain's chair. Battelle was captain before Pike in Star Trek, Strange New Worlds. Captain Battelle beat Pike to the center seat by 5 years. According to an on-screen graphic scene in Star Trek, Strange New Worlds Season 2's finale, Hegemony, Marie Battelle became captain of the USS Cayuga in 2245. The Cayuga, which is a Constitution-class starship similar to the USS Enterprise, was launched the same year as Captain April's starship. Not only was Battelle a starship captain for about 15 years as of the end of Strange New Worlds Season 2, but Battelle beat Pike to the captain's chair by 5 years. Although Captain Pike commands the Federation flagship, Captain Battelle is a decorated starship captain. Battelle is also an officer in Starfleet's Judge Advocate General's office. Battelle was in line to become a Commodore before she was passed over because, Marie believes, she lost the Federation's case prosecuting Lieutenant Commander Una Chinriley, Rebecca Roman, for lying about her status as a genetically engineered Illyrian in Star Trek, Strange New Worlds Season 2, Episode 2, Ad Astra per Aspera. Captain Battelle and Captain Pike have a unique and satisfying relationship, in part, because they are both starship captains. Although their responsibilities and respective missions make spending time together challenging, Pike and Battelle understand each other's burdens and realities. Marie and Chris' romance has rough patches, but they are a rare example in Star Trek of captains, who are equals, pursuing a healthy relationship. Pike never suffered Battelle's loss in Star Trek. Captain Battelle's USS Cayuga was destroyed by the Gorn. USS Cayuga destroyed Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Captain Battelle suffered a loss that Captain Pike never experiences in Star Trek's prime timeline. In Star Trek, Strange New Worlds Season 2 finale, the USS Cayuga is attacked and destroyed by the Gorn in orbit around Parnassus Beta. Captain Battelle was on the planet supervising the resupplying of Federation colonists when the Gorn invaded. Only nurse Christine Chapel, Jess Bush, survived the Corriger's destruction, and she was rescued from the husk of the starship by Lieutenant Spock, Ethan Peck. Captain Pike's future involves being seriously injured and confined to a wheelchair, but the Starship Enterprise is not destroyed while Chris is in command. Although it survives battle damage and is refitted a handful of times, the USS Enterprise NCC 1701 remains intact from its launch in 2245 until Admiral Kirk self-destructs his beloved starship in Star Trek III, The Search for Spock. Pike never knows what it feels to see his starship destroyed or face court-martial by Starfleet for losing his ship, which may happen to Captain Battelle in Star Trek, Strange New Worlds Season 3. Will Captain Battelle survive Star Trek, Strange New Worlds Season 3? It's up to Nurse Chapel to save Captain Battelle's life. Before Starfleet can follow protocols and investigate Captain Battelle's loss of the USS Cayuga, Marie first has to survive being infected by the Gorn in Star Trek, Strange New Worlds Season 3's premiere. Battelle is carrying Gorn eggs after she was attacked when the alien reptiles invaded Parnassus Beta in Star Trek, Strange New Worlds Season 2 finale. Captain Pike and Lieutenant Montgomery Scott, Martin Quinn, were able to bring Battelle back to the USS Enterprise, where nurse Christine Chapel has to find a way to save Marie's life. If Captain Battelle somehow lives Gorn-free, there's no telling whether Starfleet will assign Marie command of another starship. As it is, Battelle had an impressive tenure as captain of the USS Cayuga for about 15 consecutive years. It's possible Battelle achieves her promotion to Commodore, which could also give her command of a starship or a starbase in Star Trek, Strange New Worlds. By the time Captain Pike gives up command of the USS Enterprise, he should match Battelle's run of roughly 15 years as a starship captain.